If you're ambitious but lazy, this video found you for a reason. By the time I turned 22, I was making thousands of dollars a day in profit online. And look, I'm not saying that to show off, I'm saying it because I used to be exactly where you probably are right now. Ambitious as hell, big dreams, knew what I wanted, but couldn't get myself to actually fucking do shit. I'd spend hours watching videos just like this one, reading books, planning my future, but when it came time to actually do the work, nothing. Just more planning, more research, more I'll start tomorrow. So if that's you right now, this video is going to hit different because I'm going to show you exactly why you're stuck and how to finally break free from that cycle. Here's the thing about being ambitious but lazy. It's not actually about laziness. You're not lazy. Lazy people don't watch videos about self-improvement at 11 p.m. on a Thursday. They don't even think about self-improvement in the first place. Lazy people aren't lying in bed, stressed about wasting their potential. What you really lack isn't discipline or work ethic, it's momentum. You know exactly what you need to do, but for some reason, you just can't seem to get yourself to start. And every day that passes, it gets a little bit harder. The real problem is that you've got these massive dreams. Maybe you want to build a business, escape your 9-to-5, or make your family proud. Finally prove to yourself that you're capable of more. But your brain is addicted to comfort, so you're stuck in this weird place where you want success badly enough to feel guilty about not working, but not badly enough to actually be uncomfortable and do what it really takes. That's the paradox that's destroying you right now. And I need you to understand something. Every single day that you tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, you're not just delaying your goals, you're also reinforcing the identity of someone who doesn't start. Someone who procrastinates. Your brain is learning that when things get hard or uncomfortable, you're the type of person who hesitates. And the longer that pattern continues, the deeper that identity gets carved into who you are. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. You know, I grew up in a low middle class household. We weren't homeless, but we were broke. My parents worked themselves to exhaustion just to afford groceries. I watched my dad come home every single evening from a job he absolutely hated, completely drained, with nothing left for himself or his dreams. That kind of environment made me desperate for more. Not just more money, more freedom. I did not want to become like my father, trapped in a life he never liked, working a job that slowly killed his spirit. And that pain became my fuel, my inspiration. That fear of ending up stuck in a soulless job for the rest of my life pushed me to change. Now back then, I thought success meant going all in immediately. I thought it meant working 16-hour days, 7 days a week, sleeping 4 hours a night, grinding non-stop until I made it. So that's what I tried doing. And do you know what happened? I burnt out. Every single time. I'd work hard for 3 days straight with pure intensity, I felt like a machine, and then I would crash for 2 to 3 weeks doing absolutely nothing. My discipline wasn't discipline at all. It was just unsustainable pressure that I couldn't maintain, fueled by toxic hustle culture advice. The lesson I really had to learn the hard way is that you can't transform overnight. You can't force yourself to go from 0 to 100 and expect it to stick. You have to build work capacity like a muscle, slowly, consistently, deliberately. But I didn't figure that out until something specific happened that completely changed how I thought about productivity. I had this friend and we decided to compete to see who could be more productive over the course of a month. I went all in with brutal discipline. I was working late, sacrificing sleep, pushing through exhaustion, doing everything the hustle culture tells you to do. My friend was working half as much as me, but staying consistent every single day. He didn't have massive pushes, no burnout, just slow, steady progress. And after a month, I looked at the results. He had outperformed me, outworked me by a lot. That's when I realized this. Consistency beats intensity. You can't sprint your way to success. It's more like a marathon. You have to walk or jog every day without quitting. Most people approach change like a New Year's resolution. They try to change everything at once. They want to wake up at 5 a.m., hit the gym, start a business, quit every bad habit, become a different person overnight. And then they wonder why they failed by January 15th. Here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. Tomorrow, you're going to wake up as the same person you were when you went to bed. Change isn't a light switch you flip. It's a slow process of identity reconstruction. You start small, you master one thing, and you let it compound over time until you're genuinely a different person. But even knowing all of this, most people still don't start. And the reason is fear. Human beings prefer the familiar, even if it's absolutely miserable, over the unknown. That's exactly why people stay in toxic jobs, horrible relationships, and lifeless routines that drain them. Your brain is literally wired for safety, not growth. So you can't wait until you feel ready to get started. You need to understand this right now. You will never feel ready. Never. You don't wait for confidence and then act. You act first and confidence follows later. For me, there was a specific breaking point. I had gotten to a place where my anxiety was so bad, I was afraid to leave the house. I'd sit in my room, scrolling through social media all day, watching other people build the life I wanted, and I felt completely paralyzed. I was full of envy and jealousy. That's when I realized my dreams were gonna die with me if I didn't fucking do something. The pain of staying the same finally became unbearable. And that's when real change happens. When staying stuck hurts way more than trying new things, than the fear of failing. So I made the best decision in my life. I was going to face my fears head on, all of them with no excuses. I was gonna do one small action every single day. Just one uncomfortable thing per day until I built momentum and self-respect. And slowly, that momentum started building as I overcame more and more of my fears. My brain started learning I was the type of person who follows through, the type of person who feels fears but does things anyway. Here's what I needed to understand about motivation. It's completely unreliable. If you only work when you feel good, you will never win. The most successful people aren't the most motivated people, they're the most consistent. They've built the habit of showing up, whether they feel like it or not. Action independent of emotion. That's the skill you need to develop, because everything you actually want in life is hiding behind boredom and fear. The tasks that change your life, building a business, learning new skills, getting in the gym, they're usually boring, repetitive, and uncomfortable. But that's exactly where success lives. If you can force yourself to do what's uncomfortable every single day, you will start separating yourself from 99% of people who simply can't sit with boredom long enough to win. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. So here's what you need to do. Your first goal isn't to work 12 hours a day. Your first goal isn't to build $1 million business in 6 months starting from scratch. Your first goal is to start. 10 minutes of focused work is infinitely better than another day of hesitating and research and planning. Once you start, momentum kicks in. That's how it works. And then you slowly increase the workload. Within a few months, you'll be doing things that once felt completely impossible. Not because you forced yourself, but because it became who you are. Think about the cost of waiting. Every single month you delay starting, you're pushing your dream further into the future. If it takes 5 years to build something meaningful, and you start next year instead of today, you just guaranteed yourself another year of regret. The pain of inaction compounds way faster than the pain of failure. Failure at least teaches you something. Inaction only steals time you'll never get back. So here's a practical formula you can use right now. Write down everything you're afraid of and be honest. Pick one fear from that list and face it today. Not tomorrow, today. Then you repeat that process daily. Every single time you confront a fear you have, your brain learns that fear doesn't mean you stop. It means we grow. Over time, you'll reward yourself for action instead of avoidance. It's not complicated, but you have to be bold to actually do it. Look, buddy, the harsh truth that nobody's willing to tell you is that having big goals doesn't make you special. Everyone has dreams. Everyone thinks they're meant for more. What makes you special is execution. It's doing the uncomfortable work long enough to actually deserve the results you want. You can't dream your way into a new life. You have to sweat your way to get there. You have to fail your way to get there. You have to build your way there brick by brick. Right now, you're at a critical decision point. You have two choices in front of you. You can keep consuming self-improvement content. You can keep feeling inspired for 20 minutes after watching these kinds of videos and then do absolutely nothing. Go back to your old miserable patterns and routines. Or you can start doing the uncomfortable work that actually moves you forward. Action is the ultimate filler between dreamers and doers. It's the only thing that separates people who want success from people who build it. Nobody's coming to save you. I know it sounds harsh, but it's actually the best news you'll ever hear because it means it's all on you now. Your future isn't dependent on your background, your connections, or your circumstances. It's dependent on what you do today and tomorrow and the day after that. You get to decide who you become by deciding what you do when nobody's watching. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for more information. You already know enough to start. The only question is whether you're going to be the person who finally takes action or the person who keeps saying, I'll start tomorrow, until in reality, years have passed and nothing's changed. If you want me to personally help you to build a profitable online business and reach financial freedom as quickly as possible, check out the link in the description below. And with that said, I'll see you on the other side.